Hi, welcome to another episode of the BreakDown podcast with me, Tony DADA, your soul brother, and the young protege Natty. This is his idea, and so we're here breaking down some of the blogs that I write and giving the deeper kind of insight as to what I'm trying to communicate through the blogs. So today, over to you. What are we talking about?
So today we're talking about conscious awareness.
Okay.
From your most recent blog, The Field of Infinite Possibilities. So I wanted to talk about or ask you, what is conscious awareness?
So simply put, what I'm really communicating through conscious awareness is the ability for us to strive to become more aware of our surroundings. So in the blog, I was talking about infinite possibilities because truly there are so many. In fact, there are infinite possibilities around us. But if we're not aware of them, then we're blind to them. And so that was really the whole thought process behind writing the blog. You know, we have this part of our brain called the reticular activating system. Yeah. And it's literally designed from ancient times to kind of protect us from mental overload of information. And in today's world, it can actually stop you from accessing infinite possibilities because you're not consciously aware of your full surroundings. Right. So that was why I wanted to spark that kind of thinking process for people to say, are you consciously aware of, and for me there were 5 key areas that we should become aware of, because many of us are not even aware that there are 5 key areas of your life that you need to be paying attention to.
Okay, do you want to share those 5 areas?
Yeah, so those 5 areas are your mental and emotional state, your physical state in terms of your health and well-being, your spiritual state in terms of your relationship with the universe, with life, with the creator, whatever you call that to be, and then your state of your relationship with others, as including yourself.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, your state of your money.
Yeah.
So those are the 5 key areas. And when I say the state of your money, I'm talking about, are you happy with your level of income? Are you happy with your level of service and contribution? How are you getting your money? Does your money have serious karma attached to it? Negative karma because of the way that you attain it? These kind of things. Yeah, this is conscious awareness.
Okay, so would you say through those 5 different pillars that there are different levels of conscious awareness or different levels of being aware?
Absolutely. You can be mildly aware. When you're younger, it's like you may get some thoughts and then you're like, shut man, I don't care. Yeah. You hear that. So you kind of know, but you don't want to know. But then as you mature in life, you're like, you know what, I need to be aware of how things are, because you recognize that the more you become aware of things, that saying I have confusion is created through lack of clarity. The more you're not consciously aware of things that are going on in those 5 areas, the more it's pretty predictable that it ain't going to work out right. And the reverse is also true. The more you can be clear, like, if you know that you're only making £100, a day, well, it's not bad, but you can't go out and buy a Ferrari with that. Yeah. So, like, be consciously aware. It's not gonna happen. Okay. Yeah. So that's what clarity does. It helps you know what your limits and what your boundaries are, and then you can live accordingly.
Right. Okay, so as a takeaway from someone who's watching at home or on the go, what kind of practice or exercise would you say they should do to become more consciously aware of?
Well, you know that we do a regular Facebook challenge pretty much every month over 3 evenings, and it gives people the opportunity to begin to ask questions. You see, conscious awareness is about asking yourself deeper, meaningful questions. I've always had people saying to me as I was growing up, oh, you're too deep, man, or you ask too many questions. But that's what you're supposed to do. Like, why don't you want to know about yourself? And I'm talking about your strengths, your weaknesses, your gifts, your talents, your abilities, all that kind of stuff. Like, why don't you want to know? Because if you know, then you can even turn your weakness into a strength if you know it. But if you're not even aware, you're just walking around thinking that you got it all going on. Ain't nothing going on. So this is why, for me, it's really important. So in answer to your question, you have to start asking yourself questions about how proficient or deficient are you in these areas.
The 5 areas you mentioned.
These 5 areas.
Okay.
And we do it in a particular way that gives you undeniable clarity. You see, because people can just ask themselves a question and then just sort of dispose of the answer that they give themselves. But through our 90-day challenge, the way we set things up, if you embark upon that, you're saying, you know what, you're going to keep it real and you're going to address the areas that need addressing. Because at the end of the day, if you want to be the best version of yourself, that's what you're going to have to do.
I agree.
But unfortunately, there's too many people out here that are saying, on the one hand, you know what, I want to be the best version of myself, but not prepared to do what is necessary. And I get it, because it's not easy. It definitely is not easy. But the option, the alternative, is it really an alternative?
Yeah, because I was actually at my friend's house a few weeks ago. He's quite a bit older than me. And I brought a game over that we haven't played in a long time.
Okay.
Because there's certain games you play when you're younger and you don't. And when I got into his living room, I plugged the console in and started playing the game. Because, you know, back in the day, we had to travel the console. And, So I did that and he said, yo, what I've seen, I can't unsee. I said, what do you mean? He said, I can't live like this anymore. I said, excuse me? Because for me, I'm just playing the game. What are you talking about? He said, what are you talking about? He said, well, I've just seen you do what I was doing with my friends when I was your age. I said, so? He said, yeah, I kind of want to change. Because now that I'm aware and I've seen it, I cannot unsee it. I said, okay.
So basically, he's recognizing that he don't want to be in a time warp. Like, he wants to prove. Okay, yeah.
So I said that because you said you need to do what you need to do to become that person that you want to be.
Yeah.
So if you have a vision for who you want to be and what you want to do, what you want to have and what you want to experience, you have to make those decisions and go through the challenges or hurdles.
Yeah, and the thing
that comes with it.
The thing is, you know, young folk, you all think that there's shortcuts. There ain't. Life has an amazingly intuitive and creative way of setting everybody up the same way. So what do I mean? Your challenge might be different from mine, but to get over that hurdle requires exactly the same amount of grit and tenacity and determination and focus. It's just going through a different medium. Does that make sense?
That makes complete sense, because I actually was able to see it a few months ago, because I was with one of my, you know, Jonah.
Right.
Jonah is a
big shout out to Jonah tuning in. He just got baited out, but
yeah. I don't know why I said his name, but it's cool. It's cool. We were going to get some food and we had an issue at the restaurant, and the way he handled the lack of customer service with what he implemented, he said to the person, because Jonah's around my age, 25, he said, you're not listening to me, because I was standing in the background. I heard what Jonah was saying and I heard the responses, and the responses didn't match up to they weren't communicating. So he stopped and said, you're not listening to me. And I realized that because even if you hear, I tell all my friends I'm in a classroom because life put me in a classroom. Can't get it wrong here.
Well, it's what I didn't sign up for it. You signed up for it.
You know what I mean? And I remember there was a point where we were communicating and you said, Natty, did you hear what I said? And I was like, yeah? What did I say? And I couldn't repeat it. So I was like, do you get me? So
Absolutely.
the same scenario happened in two different locations, and I was able to be a part of the first scenario and then watch the second scenario happen.
So I mean, it's a typical one where conscious awareness is concerned, where people don't recognize that hearing and understanding is two different things, or speaking and communicating are two different things, and one is clear, the other is confusion or potential confusion. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you know, if there's money involved, you want to be crystal clear. You don't want to be like uncertain about the transaction we're engaging in. So, yeah, but you know, the thing on when we're on the road or when we're having casual conversations, we don't pay enough attention to the art, and it is an art of communication. So you can talk road talk if you want, but still be sure that you're intentional in what you're saying. Do you understand?
Yeah. 100%.
Whereas more often than not, people just talk for the sake of talking. They want to be heard and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So again, this conscious awareness, as you can see, it touches every area of your life. And the more you become consciously aware, and what's beautiful about this has got nothing to do with anyone else for the most part. It's you doing the work on yourself.
Right.
You see my point? Yeah. It does help you engage better with other people, but the responsibility is on you to do the work. And it's not easy. It takes a lifetime.
Yeah. So I'm going to put the links to the 3-day challenge, Facebook challenge, in the description, as well as the blog, The Field of Infinite Possibilities, so you guys can check that out.
Yeah. So, but don't be coming along if you're not ready, and if you're not the kind of person that wants change. Like I just say to people, don't waste your time. You know, there'll come a time when you're ready, and if it's not now, then just keep doing what you're doing, enjoying it. But but ultimately, what I found is whether you're 6 or 66, everybody wants to be successful, and the world is waking up to the fact that school, college, or university didn't teach us how to be successful. And even if there was a place that you went to, and I haven't heard anyone tell me that they've been to an educational system that taught them how to be successful, things have changed so much in the last 20 years that you have to figure out. There's so many opportunities, infinite possibilities, and you only need to find one that works for you.
Right, yeah.
So then you have to now do a mind reset, unlearn everything that you've been taught, and really now start asking yourself that fundamental question, which will enable you to be consciously aware. What do I want? What do I want out of life? Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, socially, through my relationships, and financially. You know, some people are talking about wanting to make $100,000 a year or 10 grand a month or £500,000. But when you ask them, what are you going to do with it? They don't know. They haven't got. Do you understand? They haven't got a plan. They just want it because it's an idea. But too much money can kill you too.
That is true.
So hopefully this has been of benefit to you, and I hope that you found it useful in some way, shape or form. Check the link, as my man said, but till next time, it's from me, Tony DADA, your soul brother, and the protege, young Natty, saying enough love.
All right, thanks guys.